If some of the things I'm hearing in the astral plane, like from God and stuff, are true, because he jerks me around sometimes, I think. There have been investigations going on almost the whole time since I've been putting out videos and audio recordings and websites and web pages and stuff. So I haven't been able to see the evidence of it. And it's purposeful. Not really. Not really. He's not trying to prove nothing. He can just marry me and hide me. So, apparently underground investigations were occurring before I met God, and investigations above ground now. Above ground are ongoing now, with help from other worlds, I guess. Satanists sometimes complain you don't know what changes have been made. You don't know what you've contributed to, but nobody's letting me know. So, it's just so blatant. And the Clintons have been slandered so much. I don't even know the subject matter. Bill and Hillary have been slammed so much. I think they had to have thrown out all the television sets in the White House during the Monica Lewinsky thing. That's all that was on. I would never be able to have those things said about me and be talked about me behind my back like that. And know about it and try to get some work done. I don't know. I'm thinking no radio, no TV, just work, people. Keep your mind on what you're doing. I don't know how you do it. The Kennedys get slandered. I'm not saying it rolls off their backs, but they ignore it. So, I don't know. I've never wanted to be on television. That's true. I've just never wanted to be on television. Well, if I had to put in a sentence similar. Famous. Whatever. I haven't thought of it. I haven't had that bad. Well, I think you've done too good of a job. What extraordinary happens then? And while your children make a remarkable journey, themselves will meet with an extraordinary end. Of course not. So, I don't know what kind of end would be even, just even, for what they've done to me during this process. I can't imagine the kind of death they're going to experience. I think it's something different. I have no idea. Oh, I did one. I don't, because it's a, what you call it? There's real panic in Carla Ross Robertson and Richard Henning Jr. about this Hillary Bill thing. Real panic. Right. To them, this is a paradigm that started, which isn't actually true, which started like in 2015, prior to the election. And now Trump is out of office, and he's not making any kind of persuasive case that he belongs in office. And, and I'm talking about Bill and Hill, because when I know of them, I respect them a lot. Just lots of friggin' hard work. Really hard work, and a lot of reviewing of bills and how to write bills and Because Hillary did a whole healthcare thing in Bill's first term. He assigned her as health reform, and she worked at it really hard, and it just the Republicans beat her down, or critics beat her down. But it had sounded good, promising. I guess. I think it's more complex than that. But there was so much that happened before 2015. I met Paula in 2003, I left work in 2004, and I've just been attacked almost constantly since then. But I was with Clinton and Trump. Republicans put him down during the campaign, and, people put him down like an idiot and all that. He'll never make it, stuff like that. And Hillary, her campaign was the stuff that people need in regular life. Nobody figured Trump would get in. He wasn't presidential. And he got in over Hill. And I thought the world was coming to an end. I don't know what I envisioned from Trump, but I only to watch him a few times, like at press conferences or interviews that weren't campaign rallies. And the words came to mind from the Bible. A man who is too free with his words will spare you neither blows nor chains. So, it's hard to see past Trump's facade, to what an evil person he may be. If you can make a point about it, I'll listen. Not about. So what does that mean? What are you saying? Right. I would like to understand it. Well, who's your... Didn't Roy Cohn die? Oh, Jared. I can't tell by looking at a person. Trump says he's a front man. But I don't think that means he doesn't know what he's doing. But... who he's a front for, I'm not sure. I mean, Roy Cohn was his mentor when he was young, and I don't know when Roy Cohn died. But I understand that Roy Cohn was in Trump's life for the duration of Roy Cohn's life. So, I think I read or heard that Jared Kushner was taking over for Roy Cohn, but I don't know. Well, that's true. Trump had a lot of confidence in him. Put him in charge of the Middle East and stuff. But... right. So I don't know who the brains behind the operation would be. With Eugene McCarthy, it looked like Roy Cohn. And I read Citizen Kane, a long time ago. And Roy Cohn's character, because I've heard of McCarthy hearings and McCarthy years and McCarthy blacklists and that kind of thing. But I'd never heard the name Roy Cohn. And to find out that he's the one kind of pulling the strings from behind the scenes and just reading about him, I was really scared of him. I just thought he was maybe the most evil man I'd ever read about. So I had a bit of a chill when it came out on the news, before or during or after the campaign, that Roy Cohn had been Donald Trump's mentor growing up, and in adulthood too. It scared me some. Well, I see something. I don't know. I just can't. I figure any movie made about somebody who is really corrupt would, in some parts of the movie, redeem that person. So, I never watched Citizen Kane, the movie with James Woods, because I didn't want to hear anything redeeming about Roy Cohn. Thanks a lot. So, I don't know, this could be the end of the paradigm. We've gotten through Trump's administration, where the world did come to an end in so many ways. And now it's over. Trump may persist, but I don't think he's got military behind him. What can they do? What? Well, you could do some damage before they round it up. I'll have your best guns. I guess I figured they weren't associated with the military, and they were utterly, ultimately harmless. Because if somebody wanted to come to them, they couldn't defend themselves, and guns aren't adequate against any kind of real military. There are other examples of why certain things. I figured that with the Nixon movie too, that they would have little, interjections of where he's redeemed, and I don't want to hear that either. So, God, anybody who would redeem Roy Cohn should. But isn't it even? It's possible I'm being too close-minded about Citizen Kane, the movie with James Woods playing Roy Cohn. I just kind of. I have things like Republican bad, Democrat good, limits, and so blah 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 blah. But I just don't want to see Rory Cullen redeemed or to be seen as charming or anything like that, because I don't know. I don't want to watch the movie. So, kind of, and I don't. Alright. I don't know about Peru. I guess Juan and Evita were dictators. I don't know how cruel they were or anything like that. What I know about Chile is that was Salvador Allende, and I heard little pieces here and there that he was trying to do some good to the people in Chile. And I really like Elizabeth Allende. She's lives in the United States now, I think. She's written books and she's been on talk shows and stuff like that and stuff, my Allende's are in my good guy pocket, and the Peróns just no information. But since I've looked into this Madonna starring and singing and all that kind of stuff, I guess they were dictators. Maybe they were horrible. I haven't had time. I mean, in the world that we live in, it seems to me the United States was the key to exposing all the evil in the world. It might make me sick in a few minutes, but they really don't want this Bill and Hillary Clinton stuff coming out. Exactly. Alright. Hour 20, that's the one. Right, and the next one. Oh, well, whatever. It seems slow to me. I can't predict everything. No. Something. Before Watergate, I think. Hillary Clinton worked on something that had to do with children before her participation in Watergate. And then she tried to craft a health care bill during Bill Clinton's first term. And it was criticized and rejected, and pounded to death, and she didn't get successful. She didn't get it through. But she worked on it for 2 or 3 years. It was a real big, brain, what do you call it, gray matter project for her. That was a lot of work. And then I think it was later than that, possibly when she was a senator. She was a senator, then Secretary of State, and then campaigning. Possibly when she was a senator, the free health care for children age 7 and under was made into law. I didn't even know about that. I think it's wonderful. So, they had, what's his name? Texas Senator, Ted Cruz. They had Ted Cruz come out, maybe, let's see. In 2014, saying, or they had people saying Ted Cruz's father had to do with the Kennedy assassination. Well, I suspected right away that that was a little crumb to plant an idea so that when I came forward with my information about my father, who I thought was my father, and the Kennedy assassination, it would be dismissed or thought inconsequential, or a conspiracy, or a copycat. So I felt that when I heard that. They were seeding it. They're seeding their defense. And I associate Republicans with pedophile rings and maybe even Satanism. I don't know about it as a whole. And so Pizzagate was them seeding for what might come out about them later. The one contribution the Trump administration made that I am very grateful for is that he and his administration lowered the regard the world has for the United States so much, and it was necessary. Because things were going on in the United States that were absolutely heinous. And maybe in the United States more than in other countries. And I thought the status needed to be lowered. We're an object of scorn and disdain because of Trump. But we deserve to be an object of scorn and disdain because of all the torture of children and mind control of children that the government is involved with. So... I am under attack. Yeah. I've known I was the Holy Spirit from the Bible for a long time. But to me it meant being harassed, being targeted, that kind of thing. I never envisioned any part where I would have a voice in the world I live in. It was totally just being a target. Oh boy, it does help. Not in my vicinity, though. I'm going to upload this.